Hello there and welcome to my channel. Around this time of year, during the month of May last year, I decided to draw this little lass for Mermay, and she is a mermaid based on the mermaid emoji that I drew in my own style. And since we're coming up to the end of May, I wanted to try and draw this again on this side, but maybe as you can kind of see, a little bit blurry. I made a couple different changes, so let's see how much progress I've made from last year to this year. So for starters, I wanted to definitely switch up the character design just a little bit at least. So I didn't just want to have that female mermaid kind of chilling with a little starfish on her head. I wanted to be a little bit more interesting. So I kind of merged the male design and the female mermaid emoji. I was about to say mermoji designs, and I kind of meshed them together. So I have mainly the female emoji, and then I just added the trident as well as some other little details. I actually included a face this time, which I know I did not do last year. And yeah, I just wanted to make it a little bit more interesting rather than just the boring emoji that I did last year. And yeah. Alright, so here is the thing. I probably started this painting and this whole video process over a week ago, I'd say now, definitely. And then Memorial Day happened, and I went to go visit some people, and then I came back and I was extremely sick, and I'm still kind of getting over it. My throat still hurts extremely bad, and I'm still a little sniffly, but overall much better here. But I kind of have to finish this painting because tomorrow is the last day of May, and then I will no longer be relevant after that. So I kind of just want to get this over with, and it's kind of like a now or never type situation. So yeah, I don't know. I started off and I already did all of the flat colors, but everything looks so dull and desaturated after the watercolors dry. So I'm just trying to add a little bit more color and excitement to this painting. I feel like I'm out of breath right now because I still can't really breathe out of my nose, and I'm talking so much. Yeah. That's all I got to say. Maybe I need to take a breather here. I know it's not gonna dry this nice because watercolor never dries as nice as it looks when it's wet, but I feel like it's a step in the right direction towards that crazy yellow emoji skin, wouldn't you say? I don't know. I think it's time to start and add something a little bit more exciting in the tail area, wouldn't you say? I think I'm just gonna start with this little guy. Just very, very slowly build it up. I also feel like my watercolors are on this side, but I have to keep reaching over the screen, and that's just extremely annoying for both of us here. Maybe not, maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I find it quite annoying that I just keep reaching across, and then it's like, you know, snuff something up. Where is my, oh my gosh, I need to get my sock out here. So I literally just use a old sock as, or rather instead of a paper towel, as like a blotting type situation. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Oh, I splashed it all over the place. Why am I always such a mess? My gosh. Okay, yeah, let me just let that dry, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, so update, I moved my watercolors over on the other side, so it's quite not as quite of a nuisance reaching over across the whole entire screen. And I was also thinking about, as I'm painting this hair, recently I've been incorporating much more, what's it called, pencils, colored pencils, into my watercolor paintings, making it much more mixed media. That's how the cool kids call it. Yeah, and I definitely for sure did not do that last year, but I would like to do that this year, if you know what I mean. Even if you don't know what I mean, I'm gonna do it. So there's that. So I'm thinking, especially in the hair, I think we need a little bit more detail rather than what I can get in paint format. I don't know, I've just been enjoying using pencils recently, so that's a new development within the last year or so. Honestly, even just within the last few months, it's been the newest development in my artistic journey. You know, recently I've been listening, or at least trying to listen to more new people, new music wise, and I've started listening to Sigrid. I tried listening to her a few months ago and I was just not having it. It was not the thing for me, but now all of a sudden I'm kind of into it. I don't know why. What is even happening? I'm talking too much and I'm not really focusing on what I'm actually doing. I don't know how people like paint and talk at the same time. Okay, I'm just gonna let that relax for a little bit. The tail's still wet, the skin is still wet. I don't know what to do right now. Party over. Alright, at this point the skin is pretty much dry, so the game plan is I think I'm just gonna shade it a little bit with a little bit of yellow ochre and then this color. Can you even see that? Oh yeah, you kind of can. It's like a light brownish. And I'm only going to do a little tiny little bit with this because, oh my gosh, I'm out of breath again. Just a little tiny little bit of this because I'm going to go back in with this thing called those colored pencils that I mentioned earlier. And then I'm going to do most of the shading, I think, with that. But I want to at least add a little bit with the actual paints here. I especially, oh my goodness, belly buttons creep me out so much. They're so disgusting. Ugh. I refuse to draw belly buttons on anyone. Any of my mermaids, anyone that has like a crop top, anything that's exposing your stomach area. No belly buttons for me. No thank you. Oh my gosh. I feel like I've talked about this for sure before, but they are just nasty. Ugh. Disgusting. Sorry, I can't stop. That part stuck in my head. Something looks very wrong here and I don't know what it is. But I'd say overall the skin is looking so much better than it was before. This armpit area, that's the problem. It's the armpit area. There's just something's not adding up. And I think I need to stop now. Maybe a little touch on the hands too. And then that's it. I swear the rest of it will be colored pencil. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much finished with the hair. Watercolor wise, I'm finished with the skin. I think maybe after this dries, I'll see what else can be added. I mean, I was about to say, did I put any lips on my one from last year? But no, because she literally does not have a face. So obviously she ain't gonna have no lips. I'm thinking, what if I do her lips kind of like a pinkish color? Okay, her lips definitely need another little pop of this color here. Not too much, just a little bit more depth here, honey. A little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of purple here. Maybe that's what we need. Okay, so I'm gonna share a secret with you, which I've shared previously, but to make this, I feel like this is my new favorite color, this like pretty navy blue. I take a little bit of this like bright, what's it called? Is there a name on the side? Viridian green. So a little bit of viridian here. And then I need a little bit more. And then just mix it with literally any purple. I think this is violet, but you know, purple, violet, same thing. And then, so I have the green, and I add a little bit of violet, and it makes this fabulous, just absolutely stunning navy blue color. And it can be a little bit more purple, a little bit more green to suit your needs, but like, hello. Okay, I kind of don't really want to talk during this because I want to focus and not mess it up here, so just give me a second. So right now the purple is really coming out of the paint here as I'm kind of watering it down, and that is just beautiful, if I do say so myself. I think she is pretty much dry by now. It's still a little buckled, but I think it's pretty much dry, and I've taken out my small little pencil collection here. I'm just gonna pick a few different colors Probably gonna use that for the hair, some blues for the fins, maybe a white, I don't know. The Prismacolor white kind of ain't my jam, but that's okay. And then some of these like reddy pinks, pretty much everything besides my green. Yes, maybe, oh yeah, and I do need these yellows too. So yeah, pretty much everything besides my green. And I'm gonna put the rest of those away and let's see what we can do with what we got here. Okay, so I think I'm just going to simply start with just the skin, shading this in the skin a little bit. And yeah, so I feel like this is the perfect color for this emoji yellow skin. Just a little bit here and there. Okay, honestly, I feel like maybe that's it. A little bit here and there, a little bit more. But I do have kind of a darker brown, so maybe I'll do a little bit of that. Maybe not. We'll see how the rest of it turns out. And I kind of want to jump into the hair. So let me see. I'm going to go with this Polychromos. I'm just going to start shading something in. I don't know if this is quite the right color. It's kind of showing up, kind of not really. I have another darker one, and then I have something to try to add some highlights into the hair too. No, I think that's working. That's working decently at least. I'm gonna go into this really dark burgundy one. Yeah, that's more of what I was looking for. A little more shading in here. I feel like the shadow right here is really harsh, and it's not cool for the camera, but it's also not cool for my eyeballs because I can't really tell where I am coloring and where I am not coloring. So there's that. I don't want to go too ham with this really dark color, but maybe just a few touches here and there. So I have these two. I have this like more pastel one and then this kind of peachy one. I'm gonna attempt with the peachy one. It's not quite the right shade. And yeah, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like it. Okay, let me just add a couple more touches here and there. No, I don't. I'm gonna put that away now. Let's try this pastel one. Yeah, that also doesn't look too great. What if I just try straight up white? Nope, I'm just ruining the hair. That's what's happening right now. Oh my gosh, no. See, I told you, I really don't like that white. So I think I'm going to tackle the fin now. I'm gonna, let me just see. See, this is like too periwinkle, and this needs to be, again, not quite the right color I'm going for. I think I'm going to start with my darkest blue, which is the Polychromos, which is just a fabulous color, but a little bit, I don't know. I'm just going to start with this and put a little thingy here. I'm going to try not to go too overboard with this color, but no promises. Trying to keep a light hand here. Don't go too ham. Okay, now I'm going to go back into that kind of mid-tone blue. And then, that's not the right color, but what can you do? I have a limited collection here to work with. And then maybe I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with this like really light pastel blue and maybe try to blend some of these other things out here. Oh, I like that. Oh, I just realized that this is like hardly even on the camera. Let me scooch it over a little bit more. I don't really like what's going on here with this purpley. Yeah, this is looking a little too purple for my liking. I also think as far as the background goes, I'm going to, because I know last time I tried to do a background, but I tried to use masking fluid for my background and then it stained the paper, it ripped the paper up, and it also just did not look good. And I kind of regretted it at the time. So I think it would be better off if I just abstained from doing any sort of background. Okay, I'm just kind of adding a couple scales here so it looks I added a couple with watercolor, but just a couple with pencil so they kind of pop out a little bit more, at least in these darker parts. There is like a blinding highlight right here in this region, but I feel like pencil really ain't doing it. And then maybe a little bit right here. Oh no. Oh no, the texture of this paper is not friendly. Okay, a little bit right there. Maybe just a smidge. Just a little smidgen on the underside. Okay, I feel like overall this whole draw this again situation is definitely a step up in like the drawing department itself. So I feel like the pose and the character design and everything is much better than it was previously. However, my coloring, I feel like I've just gotten so lazy. Maybe it's just because I'm sick and I kept having to put this off and everything. But the coloring is just a little bit not up to par. I feel like that adds a little bit more depth, at least from afar where you can't tell that texture so much. And maybe I'll attempt to add some little highlights in here, brighten up the little clammies. Okay, I think that worked semi-nicely. So I pulled out my original painting out from the depths, and here is a quick comparison. So I definitely think that my new one, the pose is way so much better, and then also the colors are just so dull in this one. Her skin, it looks so gross and weird, and then this arm especially, oh my gosh, that just like, I don't know, it looks weird. I think it was mostly the shading, because originally it looked fine, and then the shading kind of just made it look all weird and lopsided. So I'm gonna put in a couple more closer looks at it, look at a comparison of the two of them, but I think I've definitely made some progress with this here and this new version. Thanks so much for watching. Stick around and subscribe for more if you're interested, and I'll see you later. Toodles!